Have you heard about PNUT the Squirrel?
No.
You haven't heard about PNUT?
Nah.
You're going to go nuts for PNUT.
Oh, come on.
I'll tell you about PNUT. So PNUT was a baby squirrel in New York and his mum got hit by a car.
Aww.
And this guy Longo saw it happen, so he rescued PNUT.
Okay.
So him and his wife Daniela have taken PNUT in.
Oh, what a nice couple.
And they've set him up an Instagram and a TikTok, and he's like social media famous. He's fucking huge.
Oh, of course they did.
Anyway, here's PNUT and Longo getting up to all sorts of hijinks. Hijinkses. Is it hijinks or hijinkses?
Hijinks-I.
Yeah, so you get the point. PNUT is like internet famous.
He's super cute.
I know. And so what they've done, right, is they've bought this farm in like upstate New York, like countryside New York. Mm-hmm. They've bought this farm and they've set up this animal rescue sanctuary farm.
For squirrels?
For all animals.
Oh.
And they've called it PNUT's Freedom Farm Animal Sanctuary. So all the money from PNUT's social media goes to this farm.
Oh, it's spelled P-nuts. That's even better. It's like D's nuts.
Yeah, and so they've got all these rescue animals and it's really wholesome. They've got like horses, they've got fucking cows, they've got chickens, ducks, you name it. They've got like everything.
Oh.
And it's really cool. Like I said, really wholesome.
They got alpacas. Alpacas hate bearing. We went to this petting zoo and an alpaca stood on his foot.
Yeah.
He cried like a bitch.
Alpacas are cunts. Anyway, PNUT is dead.
What?
PNUT's dead.
Why would you do that?
Because I just wanted to like build it up.
You wanted to make my heart big and then stomp on it.
Yeah, and it's fucking huge. PNUT's dead. It's all Twitter can talk about.
Aww.
It's fucking massive. It's everywhere. All over the weekend, I'm thinking, what the fuck is this PNUT shit?
Do squirrels not live very long?
Well, I'll tell you how he died. So some bitch on the internet saw PNUT's success, saw this Freedom Animal Farm thing, and made a complaint with the New York Animal Authority or whatever the fuck it is. And they got a search warrant and they came and confiscated PNUT and his raccoon friend and euthanized him.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, and it's massive.
It reminds me of this story down here. Do you remember this story not long ago about the family that took in a magpie? It was a rescue magpie.
No.
And it became friends with their dog and it became like insta-famous as well in Australia, I guess.
Yeah.
And some bitch on the internet complained that, oh, technically you're not allowed to have magpies as pets. And the animal control people came and took the magpie.
Yeah, well, similar story.
Well, I might add that due to large petitions and people complaining about this, they did return the magpie and the story ended up nicely.
Yeah.
Not compared to this one.
Well, PNUT's dead. Anyway, this is from just after the raid on their farm.
I just wanted to update all of you, but I would first like to say how grateful I am for all of the love and support. You guys have no idea how much you have gotten me through the day and a half of just torment and a nightmare. I can't believe what transpired yesterday. I'm going to leave the details out of it, but we have the understanding that the DEC will not tell us whether or not PNUT is alive or not.
Right, so he's on edge, he's really sad, he's like, what the fuck's happened to my squirrel? Like his best mate, the face of his sanctuary rescue farm thing. Anyway, this is just after they got the news.
PNUT was the best thing that ever happened to us. And we got confirmation that they put him down.
Why would they do that?
Well, the story is... Well, let's read from the AP. So they say, orphaned squirrel who became social media star was euthanized after being seized from home. Pine City, New York. An orphaned squirrel that became a social media star called PNUT was euthanized after state authorities seized the beloved pet during a raid on his caretaker's home. Officers from the State Department of Environmental Conservation, nice name, took the squirrel and a raccoon named Fred from Mark Longo's home. So what they're getting to is this State Department showed up and said, papers please for your squirrel. And they're saying that during like the confiscation, it's bit one of the state guys.
Oh, you mean it was afraid for its life?
Yeah, but with squirrels, apparently you can only test them for rabies if they're dead. So they're like, oh, well, this guy might have rabies, so we better do the right thing and put the fucking squirrel down and test it for rabies.
Sake.
Anyway, this is big news, like I said.
I know Don's fired up about PNUT the Squirrel. We were on the way down here from Cincinnati. He was like, is it really the case that the Democrats murdered the Elon Musk of squirrels? And I said, yeah, it sounds like, have you seen the videos of this squirrel?
JD Vance is pissed off about PNUT. Yeah. Don's pissed off about PNUT. Everyone's pissed off about PNUT.
You just know, too, it was probably some lefty animal rights bitch who rang in. Those ones who hang around zoos.
Well, they've been doxxed. Their info's out there. Like, they're all over the internet. I'm not going to, publish their details because I don't want to get involved in that shit.
Oh, they're fucked.
Yeah, no shit. They've, privated their accounts and shit.
They're going to have to move.
He's a genius, or he was. Unfortunately, but the same government that doesn't care about hundreds of thousands of illegal immigrant criminals coming into our country doesn't want us to have pets.
Yeah, so it's reached the top. Anyway, here's Mark and Daniela on TMZ. We'll close out with this. I just wanted to make a quick video about this because it's everywhere and you didn't know about it.
PNUT was the cornerstone of our nonprofit animal rescue. And 10 to 12 DEC officers raided my house as if I was a drug dealer. I was sat outside my house for 5 hours. I had to get a police escort to my bathroom. I wasn't even allowed to feed my rescue horses breakfast or lunch. I was sat there like a criminal after they interrogated my wife to check out her immigration status.
Over a squirrel.
What the fuck?
Isn't that just fucking fascistic? They call fucking Trump a fascist. My God, there's a team of investigators that turn up and basically arrest you and fucking sit you outside, ban you from your house. You're not allowed to tend to your other animals.
Treated like criminals.
Yeah. And then they're questioning her about her immigration status.
They got a search warrant. 4 departments and a judge signed off on a search warrant for a squirrel and a raccoon. And then they took them and killed them.
Isn't that horrible?
That's heartbreaking.
This squirrel is internet famous. It's obviously making money for a non-profit. These guys have got I think he mentions in a sec, they've got horses that have been bought at slaughter auctions and shit. So they're giving these poor animals a second chance. And they open it up to the public and let kids go and see the animals and all that sort of shit. And their mascot has just been whisked away and fucking euthanized.
That's not even that as well. You can tell by the emotion coming out of them, the reactions on their faces. That was their family member. They loved it.
Well, 7 years ago they rescued him.
And he was like a family member. It's the cops coming into your house and taking your dog.
Well, I rescued our cat probably 7 years ago. I think it was 2018. She was abandoned by her mum in our backyard.
Can you imagine? And then our cat proceeds to scratch the dickhead who's picking her up and scaring the shit out of her.
And she fucking would too. She's a scaredy cat.
We had him for 7.5 years. He became the world's most famous squirrel. We weren't hiding him by any means. He was all over TikTok. He became the first squirrel on TikTok to ever hit 1 million followers. And then we started a nonprofit animal rescue called PNUT's Freedom Farm to help animals like Peanut fight a good fight when they're in a neglected case or they're sitting in a slaughter auction. And he was the cornerstone of our life and our organization. We used his platform to help raise money for the 300 animals we have at our sanctuary.
300 animals.
Wow.
I mean, these people are doing really good work. That is so wholesome.
Yeah.
And they've got this squirrel making money for them to feed the other animals and shit and to run the farm. This is just a PR fucking nightmare. I mean, it's just a horrible act. But apart from that, it's a PR nightmare. I mean, this department is never going to live this down. You killed a squirrel that the whole world loved.
They haven't messaged me. They haven't called me. They haven't given me a formal statement whatsoever. The last time I heard from the DEC was when they left my house. Another news station called me with their statement, and that's how I found out PNUT is gone. They didn't even have the heart to call me themselves to tell me what was going on. This state has more problems than a squirrel and a raccoon, and we're using our taxpayers' dollars to help take these animals out of a comfortable place, all because of some paperwork?
Yeah, so that was the other thing. Apparently, you're technically not allowed to have a squirrel in a domestic environment, as a pet.
Yeah.
But you can if you do some paperwork, if you have a permit type thing. And he didn't have a permit. He says he was filling out the paperwork. But I mean, who fucking cares?
Yeah.
Surely that judge who signed off on this warrant could fucking pull some strings or, tap him on the shoulder and say, hey, buddy, you've got fucking 21 days to get this thing registered.
Oh, yeah. It's bureaucratic bullshit.
Yeah, it's bureaucratic bullshit. Anyway, that's the story of PNUT the Squirrel. All right, we'll see you again soon, hopefully with something a little bit happier. We'll catch you later. Ta-ta, bye-bye.
See ya.
Recession, session. Give me better times, give me better times. Recession.